Day 2 of this short motivational series, and today I want to talk about how we maybe sabotage ourselves a little bit. The whole process that I want to take us through is really about freeing you up. It's really about giving you some space in your own head to get rid of the negativity that's created when we don't feel we're motivated enough, doing enough, achieving enough. I want to actually begin just to think about why sometimes change is hard, why doing something new is hard, why getting out there and doing anything sometimes can seem like it's impossible, and to begin to give you some relaxation around those really tight, restrictive, self-sabotaging thoughts that we have when we're stuck, when we don't feel like we're moving forward, when we're not achieving what we want to be achieving. And that's what we're just going to look at today. We as a species are hardwired to avoid discomfort. If you think about what human beings have been through to survive, we want to belong. We want to avoid things that are uncomfortable, negative, dangerous. Recognizing that when we were hunter-gatherers, avoiding conflict with another clan or another band of Neanderthal or whatever it is really important, because that could be the difference between life and death. Avoiding the discomfort, even now as human beings, of being outcast from a group by standing out and being different. We don't want that discomfort. So at school, when we grow up, we avoid doing things that make us stand out quite often. And when we do stand out, we have to endure the discomfort that goes with standing out and being different. That's because when we were evolving, standing out and being different was very dangerous, because survival, our very ability to live, pass on our genes, was in being accepted into the group, staying in the group. Don't do things that are uncomfortable. Don't just eat random berries off a bush. You could die. Don't just drink random water out of puddles. It can make you really ill. So doing safe things, doing comfortable things, staying comfortable is what humans are really good at. Well, that's why we get a path. We create something and we stick to it. And it's really difficult to change. It's kind of hardwired into us to avoid discomfort. And you could give that to equines as well. We learn much more from negative experiences because we want to avoid them in the future. They're much more costly to us. And so when we start looking at motivation, we can begin to see the thought processes of, I'm going to have to do a lot of work. It's cold and wet. It's going to be uncomfortable. I don't exactly know what I'm going to do. I don't know if I'm going to be able to achieve this. We begin to look at the things we've got to do, and there's a degree of discomfort. Now, the easiest way for the human brain to avoid discomfort is just not to do it. And that's okay. We have to recognize that you are not some individual freak who, just has decided to procrastinate and not do things. As a species, we want to put things off. We want to hold back. We don't want to be uncomfortable. We don't want to stand out in the majority. And consequently, we sometimes lack motivation to do new things, even if it's little things, because we know little things take effort, and we know that big thing that we've got to do, even if we've chunked it down and made little steps, is still going to be uncomfortable, because it's a long way before we get up. And then we start talking about schedules of reinforcement. We can't trick ourselves. We know that if there's a big task to be done, we delay starting, because we know we've got to put in a lot of work before we get the final reward. And there are lots of graphs, which I share with people on courses, in fact, about variable schedules of reinforcement, and why when you walk your horse out, they quite often will go slowly from home. The moment you turn the corner and they know they're heading for home, they speed up. Because that walking out, they don't know how far they've got to go, how much effort they've got to do, how big it's going to be. So they're dragging their heels. Once they get round the corner and they know they're heading for home, then the reward's coming and we're on the homeward straight. We're designed just to avoid stuff. And so that's why your brain says, right, I really must, I should. Now, whether it's going to the gym, whether it's starting a diet, whether it's getting out and doing something with your pony, whether it's starting a program of training with your donkey, whether it's just more enrichment, whether it's just doing beyond the basic care. And your brain goes, yeah, but I've got all these other things to do and I've got this pressure and pretty soon you've convinced yourself you'll start tomorrow because we put it off and we avoid it because we don't want that discomfort. And now, you know what? That's okay. And all I wanted you to think about today is that it's normal. It's what we're hardwired for. There are ways around it. I don't want you to think, well, that's great. I never have to do anything ever again. You know, there is a way to shipwreck and destitution. The reason our species has also survived is because we have found ways to get past I'm never going to do anything that's uncomfortable. And those are the things I want to share with you over the next few days. So for today, you don't have to do anything other than recognize when you're having those thoughts that you should and you're going to, but maybe tomorrow, or that's normal. You're human and it's okay.